everyone, welcome back to Measure and Mix. Today I'm going to share with you some Dollar Tree Farmhouse lighting hacks. But before I get started on those DIYs, I want to share with you some glasses that I received from glassesusa.com. They were kind enough to send me some pairs to try on for you guys. I have to wear glasses all the time. You guys probably don't know that. I typically don't wear them on camera, but I do need them to do things like watch TV and drive and stuff like that. So when I get my glasses, glassesusa.com makes it super easy and convenient to order them online and get them delivered right to my front door. So whether you have near vision, single vision, progressive, or even bifocals, they have it all. One of the things I really love about glassesusa.com is that they have a virtual try-on tool. So that way, all you have to do is take a picture of yourself and follow the on-screen prompts to adjust that picture accordingly. And then you can try on any of the glasses that they offer on their website. And you can kind of try before you buy and narrow down your options so you can see what they are going to look like when you actually get them. Once you pick out a pair of glasses, you can also customize your lenses to get the anti-scratch, UV protection, or even the blue blocking. I actually have the blue blocking in these ones right now, and I love them. They are perfect for when I'm sitting at the computer and I'm editing all day, so they just help my eyes so much better. And actually the blue blocking is also available with non-prescription glasses as well. You can also get sunglasses on glassesusa.com, whether or not you get prescription ones or non-prescription ones. I got a pair of prescription ones. These are the ones that I got. I think they're super cute. And you can also customize the lenses on those so you can get ones that are mirrored or polarized as well. If you need a prescription like I do, it's really simple. All you have to do is either upload your prescription, email your prescription, or you can type it in. Now don't worry, if you don't have your prescription available to send it in, you can actually use a free app. It's a prescription scanner app. It's FDA approved. It's available on glassesusa.com's website, and you can actually take a pair of your glasses and scan them to get your prescription. It just takes about 10 to 15 minutes. So it makes it really convenient if you just don't have that prescription handy. You get free standard shipping with no minimum purchase, and if for some reason you aren't happy with your glasses when you receive them, you have 14 days to return them, exchange them, or get a 100% store credit with no questions asked. So it really makes it hassle-free. I loved doing this process and having the virtual try-on tool. It was so much fun to be able to just sit on my couch and pick out the glasses that I liked. Again, these are the ones with the blue blockers in them, and I think they are super cute. I want to show you the other two pairs that I got. Here is another pair, and these ones, I love these ones as well, and they're super lightweight. Like, I picked out ones that were really lightweight, which I love, so it feels like I'm not wearing glasses at all. And then the last pair I picked out were these ones. They kind of have a gold detail around them, and I just think they're super cute and fun to be able to pair with different outfits. So anyways, if you guys are interested in any of the glasses that I showed you here today, they are all linked down below in my description box, as well as a link to get 65% off your first pair of glasses with glassesusa.com. Alright guys, with all that being said, let's get started on the DIY. For this first lighting hack, I am going to be making some wall sconces. I actually saw Crafts by Caitlin do this a few weeks ago in a video. I'll leave a link to that video in the description box so you can check it out, because we used the different products, but we had the same idea, and that happens sometimes. So I'm going to be using a dog food bowl, a candle snuffer, and these wood planks, all from Dollar Tree. So just double the supplies because I actually made 2 of these. The first thing that I did was drill a hole in one of the wood planks, and I drilled a hole the same size as what the end of this candle snuffer is, So that way I could snugly fit that candle snuffer right inside that hole just barely without using any hot glue or anything. It stayed perfectly. And then what I'm going to do is I am just going to slightly bend the middle of that candle snuffer just to have like a little arm in it. I'm sorry, it's kind of off frame here. I didn't realize that when I was filming. Sometimes that happens, but you can see here how I just slightly bent it in the middle. Now what I'm going to do is just place some super glue at the end of that candle snuffer, and I'm going to super glue it right to the middle of the bottom part of the food bowl. And I just used some setting spray to make sure that that super glue dried quickly. Then all I'm going to do is take some ultra matte black spray paint and give a coat to this whole thing. And then for the lighting, I'm going to use these little LED puck lights. They just take batteries and they have a self-sticky back on it, so you can just stick it on there and it makes it easy to turn on and off. And that is it for these wall sconces. I think they are super cute for a farmhouse look. For the second lighting hack, I got this idea just searching farmhouse lighting on the internet, and I saw something like this, what I'm making here, for like around $200. So I decided to create it myself just by using one of these wooden signs from Dollar Tree. They are just a piece of wood. So I went ahead and painted it all with some white chalk paint first, and then I wanted to give it a stained look, so I got out my dark walnut stain after the paint was dry, and I brushed the stain over it and let that dry overnight. Once the stain was dry, I came back with this picture hanging kit, which actually has some eye hooks in it. So I took 2 eye hooks out, and I'm going to use a small drill bit and drill pilot holes on each side of this wooden piece so that way I can screw those eye hooks into each side. So now I'm going to take some of this rope from Dollar Tree, and you can find that in the auto parts home improvement section of Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use this to hang my light. So I just took 2 pieces and cut them off at equal lengths, and then tied each piece to each eye hook, and then I just brought those pieces together at the top and tied them together in a knot, and then this way you can hang this from a hook or something like that. And I think that this rope gives it more of a modern industrial feel. The next thing I'm going to do is add some lighting, and I'm going to be using 4 of these LED flashlights from Dollar Tree. I actually got this idea from Megan at Glue Guns and Roses. I'll leave a link to that video down below where she used the flashlights for her lighting, and I just think it's a great idea and a great hack to use these as like sort of like an Edison bulb type of lighting. So all I'm going to do is tie some rope to each one of these LED flashlights, and then I'm going to cut the rope at varying lengths because I'm going to tie them to the piece of wood at varying lengths, so they're kind of staggered and they aren't all sitting at one height. That's kind of how the one that I found online looked, and so I was just trying to mimic that. Of course, you can hang them all at the same height or however you would like to recreate it. And that was it for this light. I like how it turned out, and definitely spent a lot less on this light than the one I found online.
Everything's moving slower. I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just want to make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight.
The last lighting hack I made with these 8x10 canvases from Dollar Tree. I have 4 of them. Of course, you could use the smaller canvases. Your light will just be a little bit smaller. So the first thing that I did was just remove all of the canvas from the frame. I just used a little X-Acto knife to cut out the canvas, and then I used some pliers and a little pry bar to pull out the staples from each one of these frames. Then once I was left with the empty frames, I went ahead and glued them together with some hot glue, so that way I made a lantern. So now I'm going to add some decorative pieces to my little lantern. I'm going to use these wooden skewers from Dollar Tree. I just used some regular scissors to cut the length for each skewer, and I just placed them on the inside of each frame as an X pattern and hot glued the top and the bottom of each skewer to the inside of each frame. So I only needed 8 skewers to make this pattern. I chose to go ahead and stain my lantern. I used a dark walnut stain to do that. Of course, you could paint the lantern or you could leave it in its natural state. It's up to you. I think it would be pretty any way you would do it. It was a little bit difficult to stain like this already assembled to get in all of those little nooks and crannies. It took me a little bit extra time, so my suggestion would be to pre-cut all of your skewers and then stain or paint everything and then assemble it. But either way, it worked out in the end for me. I still think it turned out good. So the next thing I'm going to do is take 4 of those eye hooks that I used from the last DIY, and I am going to drill a pilot hole into the top of each one of the frames and then screw the eye hooks into those holes. To hang my lantern, I am going to use some of this nautical rope. I just had one kind of short piece of nautical rope. So what I did was I just unraveled it into 3 sections. So it gave me 3 pieces. And then I just ended up cutting 4 equal pieces. And then I had 1 piece left over to hang my light in the middle of my lantern. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take those 4 equal pieces of nautical rope, and I'm going to tie each one to each one of the eye hooks on the top of the lantern. I just tied it into a double knot and cut the excess piece of rope that was hanging out. And then for my actual light that's going to go in the middle of my lantern, I'm using another one of those LED flashlights that are battery operated. And again, I just tied the rope to the top of the light and put that in the middle of the lantern, and then I brought all the pieces up and tied them all together in a knot, and that was it. I think this turned out to be a cute farmhouse lantern.
My wheels in motion, I'm going crazy for you. I feel like the ocean. I can see you want this too.
Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video and the DIYs. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out those links down below in the description box for glassesusa.com. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.